everyone, and welcome to my channel. I've been away for a bit, but I'm finally back with a new video for you. After being so lucky for 3 years, COVID finally found me and I didn't do a whole lot during that time. I was sick for a good 3 weeks and I only started to feel like myself at the end of the month. I drew one pencil master study of a girl with a pearl earring during that time, and that was basically it. I just concentrated on my health and trying to get better. After COVID, I did also record a couple of videos for the channel. One isn't finished, and the other video I decided not to release. I started to figure out what type of content I love and hate, and that video really didn't tick the correct boxes. I want to be more creative and paint and draw more and do less of anything that doesn't really allow my creative juices to flow. I'm starting to really find myself as an artist and understand what type of things I love doing. For the longest time, this channel has been the start of my art journey, and I've used it as a way to experiment with different mediums so I could discover new things that I enjoy, and I feel really happy and relieved that I have now figured this out. The deleted video may never be released, but it was actually a very important video for me as it showed me where my passion lies and has taught me not to settle for anything less than what makes me happy. I do art for enjoyment, and if I'm not having fun for a project, I need to do something else instead. And that brings me to today's video where I'm trying watercolor paints for the first time, and that terrifies me. I absolutely love oil painting. It is so forgiving. If you make an error and mess something up, that's okay, you just paint over it, which takes the stress away from me. I can just enjoy the process and get lost in it. And I know with watercolor painting, if you kind of make a mistake, you're kind of stuck with it. You've got to find ways to get around it. It's not as forgiving as oil paint. It's going to be really interesting to test this out and see how I go. I've also been learning how to use color pencils this year. This was something very new to me, and I think I've done fairly well coming from a novice to someone who can do a reasonable copy of a reference photo. I still have a lot to learn in this medium, but I know I've improved a lot over the year, and I can't wait to keep improving and taking on harder projects. And I'm really hoping these skills translate to watercolor, as color pencil is all about starting with the lighter values and building up colors with layers until you get the desired result. As an oil painter, this was actually a challenge for me, as I was always taught to go with the darker values and build from there, but watercolor and pencil is completely the opposite. As you can see from the video opener, I bought some Winsor & Newton Cotman paints not so long ago. I had them on my Amazon wishlist for a long time, and the moment there was a large sale, I pounced. I also have some metallic watercolor paints that I got online a while back and have been dying to try out. They look so pretty, and I drooled over them for months before I finally caved in and bought them. I think both these sets are perfect for someone like me learning watercolor without breaking the bank. The other tools I'm using today are the Christy Rice watercolor brushes. Christy is also a YouTuber, as some of you may know, and specializes in watercolor painting. I really didn't know what brushes to get as a newbie. I have no idea on watercolor brushes, so I figured her set would be the perfect beginner set and would have the basic brushes I would need to start my watercolor journey. I buy a lot of my art supplies from Amazon, and you can't always trust the star rating when it comes to buying new products you've never used before. I've seen some terrible products that are cheap and aimed at people on a budget with reviews saying they're professional quality, and clearly they are not. People love that product because they don't break the bank. I don't have an issue buying budget paintbrushes and mostly use these sets, but for watercolor I wanted to make sure that I bought brushes that would firstly hold the water and also keep the shape, and that is why I bought Christy's set of brushes. I didn't need to read through a lot of reviews to try to see if the product was going to work for me or not. She is someone that is passionate about watercolor and wants to help people learn, and I trust that she wouldn't put her name on a brush that she wouldn't use herself. I'm going to let you enjoy the relaxing music as you watch me work on my art piece, and I'll be back towards the end of this roller coaster creative experience. There are definitely some highs and lows with this turtle painting as I navigate this new to me paint medium. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more content like this. Thank you for joining me. So as we get to the end of the painting, I wanted to discuss my thoughts about these paints and the processes and all the challenges that I think I had. I really love doing the turtle. I think I got some nice gradients. I managed to build up color and I think it looks actually really cool. Considering I have no idea what I was doing, I'm really pleasantly surprised that the turtle shell looks as good as it does. I struggled so much though with the dark blue of the water. It was a nightmare. I don't know if it was actually the paints I used. I don't know if I didn't have enough water, if I had too much water, maybe it was the actual quality of the paints themselves or the quality of paper. I just couldn't get these nice even colors. I did okay with the actual sand and those colors were fine, but the blues, they just were not my friend and I struggled really a lot. I ended up having to create a lot of layers. I had to actually overwork the painting a lot. I know you're not supposed to overwork paintings, but I just kept going and I think I ended up coming out of it, and I actually like how it does turn out because the dark blue does have the solid colors that I want with a little bit of flare in there just to show it's water and it's moving. Another issue I had, and I think this is because I tried to treat the watercolor like an oil painting, I tried to add a blue glaze over the bottom half of the turtle and it ended up activating the brown paint again and creating such a mess. I was not happy with this, but then I got my white Posca pen out and I was able to go over the lines again, and the actual white Posca pen also blended with some of the brown paints and it actually created the cream I needed for the actual turtle shell anyway, so that ended up being a lucky mistake in a way. I have to say I really enjoyed this process and doing this painting. I've done gouache before and gouache for some reason makes me stressed or I just get impatient and I just don't enjoy it, and I've kind of decided it's just not my thing. I really like that I could do it in a couple hours. If I'm going to spend a lot of time on a project, I want to be doing my color pencils or doing a proper oil painting, but this was a perfect little tiny kind of project and I just had fun, so I would definitely do it again. And thank you so much. That is it for today's video. I'd love to hear comments on what you think I need to do better or need to learn as far as watercolor, any processes, any paints that you would recommend. I'd love to hear it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.